As we go power to the left-hand side, Barry has to shake off Clifton. See who gets the better opening. Out for Bateman, who toe taps. Dak rolls, throws, finding his target. To the play action, down the field, right down the middle, splitting the safeties. Strictly man coverage. As it's Newsome getting his revenge. As he's going to the outside, it's towards the inside, and Jones gets picked. Throws they've done all day. Owe gets the sack side. Barry rolls, finding the end zone. Playoffs. But we know exactly where they're going, but it's just too good. CeeDee Lamb in one play reties the game. Points whatever we get, as ball will walk in. Play of the game as it's Newsome tipping it away. We will squeak out a hard-earned victory. And after that hard-fought game, mostly offensively, our work is still not done. We took down the Cowboys, but now we head to Texas, trying to claim our spot in the playoffs. With a division so tight that it is only separated by the division record, as we have swept the Falcons. That is the difference between them and ourselves. But we have to win today to secure our spot in that playoffs, as even the wild card is not a certain if we are to lose. And for us, a game to definitely keep our eye on: Tennessee Titans and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Titans played us close. Can they do the same for the Falcons, picking up that win? If they do, it does not all matter what happens in this game, but to have the safest bet take place, we must go and win against Houston at Houston. This is, of course, a team led by C.J. Stroud. In his 5th season, he's up to a 94 overall. They still have Dameon Pierce. He's a 91. You get to their receiver core, well, it's not all too well developed, though it's being led by a young receiver in D'Angelo Price. He's a 76. They also have Cortland Sutton, an 81, and Jonathan Mingo, an 81, who did not stick it with us, as he was replaced fairly early on. At tight end, they have a fantastic duo in Brett West and Dalton Schultz. Offensive line, Laramie Tunsil gets them started, 92 overall. Then you get a little bit more towards the mid overall, 78 across the middle. Juwan Taylor, 81 on the opposite tackle. Defensive line, Will Anderson Jr., 96. Quentin Randolph, 87. And then you got Benton right down the middle, 82. Off ball, Frankie Louvu, another former Panther who did not stick around, 84. Opposite to him, you have Givens, 80. Off ball, Jordan Brooks, 86. Get to the secondary, 88, Derek Stingley Jr. Then you got Isaiah Rodgers Sr., and we might see either Marco Wilson or Joshua Williams play the slot. At free, Jalen Petrie. At strong, Jamie Robinson. So without further ado, Week 18. The decision maker for our season, and if we have a chance to repeat our Super Bowl title. Now let's get it underway. As we are booted off, we got Hunter back to return, and he will take the knee. The offense will head out first. Daniel Jones behind what has been a great push from the running game and a fair resurgence of the passing game through Daniel Jones, though of course we know what this team is. We're run first. That's exactly what we do here. Chuba Hubbard to get us going, he picks up 4. The combination play of all 3 running backs have helped us not only get wins, but make things a little bit more easy for the rest of our team, as it very much appears so there. Offensive line cleared it open. So of course, as we move forward throughout the game, rushing definitely going to be first and foremost, though to announce Tyreek Hill has returned from injury in Week 18 to try to help seal our spot in the playoffs. And obviously we'll be keeping an eye at the scoreboard down at the bottom. Hopefully, as we move along throughout this game, we will see a Falcons loss, just to take some pressure off the team. 2nd and 9, we bring out a heavy shotgun look though. Going for our first pass, we find Thomas swinging it outside, picking up that first down and getting out of bounds. Well, he hasn't been a super impactful player. He's been a solid player for us for several years. In his last season under contract, we'll see if he gets extended come the off season. Chuba Hubbard a little bit slow to get up, definitely looking frustrated as he heads to the sideline. Appears like it might be some form of shoulder issue. Hopefully we get an update on that as Barry and Winters check in. Winters whiffs on the block attempt. It's essentially no gain. And we'll end up bringing up a 3rd down where we're at the 39. We need the 33 for the first down. Tight shotgun look. Once again, a lot of underneath routes. That's typically where we work best as Jones tried to scramble Benton with the tackle at the 37. And it appears Steve Smith Sr. is going to start aggressive today. Offense stays out. Chuba Hubbard back there as well, which is good to see. As they actually swing it out to Chuba, who does not juke by the corner. One heck of a tackle by Williams. It's a turnover on downs. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them, and that time we lost it. Try to get in the hands of our best player. Now it's the Texans with a good chance as they find their tight end downfield. Gain of 25 going to West. Now, of course, our defense has been really good at some points and a little bit lackluster at some other. We're going to need them to come through today as it's Pierce down the middle. We'll credit him gain of 1. Though Owe and several other defenders get the stop very quickly. Now coming out with a pistol set, 2nd and 9. They will look to throw, swinging it out to their fullback who will get about 2 yards. Ryan Nall being that fullback brings up 3rd and 7. A chance to force a field goal here as they will throw it to the flat, squeezing out that first down. Stroud finds Mingo in what essentially I think is his first revenge game since we let him walk. They go with a handoff. Pierce down the middle. It is stuffed yet again. Ball pops out and somehow I think the Texans recover. Still ends up being a loss of 2, but you would imagine that someone could have easily jumped on that. 2nd and 12, quick throw. They find 87, who will nearly pick up that first down, gain of 10. And that'll end up forcing another opportunity for our defense. Trying to get off the field. It is 3rd and 2. Coming out with a shotgun look. We bring the safety blitz, forces the roll. They get it to Pierce, who does just manage the first down. It's been close every time since that first throw. But for the Texans, they're getting on the positive end of it. Down inside the red zone at the 17. Under center goes Stroud as they look to throw. Flooding one side and finding the end zone. It is D'Angelo Price, their #1 receiver, coming through. Well, now we know our offense must respond. Starting at the 25. Going back to what we do, Chuba Hubbard down the middle. Fought through a couple tackles, picking up 8. He's at 4 carries, 30 yards. Doing pretty well to get us going as we go spread. 2nd and 2, looking to take a shot downfield or get this one out, and it's swatted away. Pass rush definitely forced that throw. Probably would have been better if Boston sat on the option route. Instead, 3rd and 2, as Chuba down the middle does not pick up the first. I don't agree with that spotting. Though honestly, we've already seen several spottings not go our way, and the offense going for it again here. It's Winters who will easily pick up that first down. They can't say we didn't. Now from there, we will head into the 2nd quarter. Need to clean things up offensively, clean a little things up defensively as well. As we start this 2nd quarter, it's with a spread look. As we go Murray, who is not able to evade Williams. He's had some clean tackles today. And it's now twice in open space. Jukes don't matter for him. 2nd and 11. Trying to set up a different screen. Halfback screen. Get some blocks out in front for Chuba. Good block on that left-hand side. 66 Carver. We'll end up getting close to the first down for 3rd and 2. Sticking with the spread, though, going with the run. Good double to backer. Chuba finding plenty of space for the first. Into plus territory close to the 46. The one thing we're just missing is some of those big plays, but the consistency for the most part has been there. As pass rush, it is Anderson Jr. Loss of 5. Jedrick Wills Jr. having to man up on him today. We need him to play a good game. As we got 2nd and long in front of us, we go with a heavy set. Just need to find some space downfield as we've got Callaway. He brings it in, gain of 10, make it 3rd and 5. And the offense will go back to the spread look. As originally we had the draw called up, it's a check coming in from Jones. As it's a double A gap look, they will drop back into coverage. We find Boston, who will secure that first down. Only one incompletion on the day for Daniel Jones. Offense right back to it. As we got to find something downfield. Instead, Daniel Jones, he finds space, diving down with a gain of 3. Our offense has found the most success in the recent weeks, or at least second half of the season, has just been the simple play. Not really taking any shots or chances, just simple yardage given up by the defense. While that seems pretty easy to say, that's just what we're looking for. Take the simple plays. As we have an RPO dialed up for 3rd and 3. We will stick with Chuba down the middle. It's where those options definitely help out. Plus, on top of that, this drive taking up a lot of time. Halfway through the 2nd quarter. Look for Murray towards that left-hand side, as it seems like he's getting a lot more playing time in this one. That ball came up well short. We've got to be lucky that that was not picked off. Pressure applied again. 2nd and 10. As you look to go Chuba, they bring a blitz. He looks for the cutback lane, and he turns what was nothing into a gain of 5. But eventually, we got to find plays for a little bit more than just these 5. Down to the 16. We got 2 spread to the right-hand side as Faust does come on out. Looks like we're just rotating some receivers. Opens up here for Jones, who will get the first down to the 9. Once again, just taking the simple plays. That's where Jones has outperformed Bryce Young, who forced a lot of things. Chuba Hubbard down the middle, tries the juke, kept going, but down inches shy. And we'll have the 2-minute warning to find our play, as we just need 1 yard. It's the goal line set, going for the weak dive, and it's a beautiful set of blocking. Fullback to the linebacker, Barry walks in to tie this game. So now both offenses have put together a dominant showing. Now is it time for our defense to get their drive. As it's thrown, Pierce ball is jarred free on the hit, though incomplete. And that's a play that I will definitely take. 2nd and 10. They go spread to either side. We're looking to bring a little bit extra here as it's quick thrown out to and caught. Cortland Sutton gets his first on the day, bringing up 3rd and 3. They got 2 to the left-hand side. They're looking for another throw underneath, trying to jar it free, but instead missing the tackle is Edwards, as Pierce carries them up to the 44. As they go with a hurry-up offense here, we're going to bring the blitz. Try to get back there to Stroud as McCullough knocks him back, loss of 7. Just about a perfect way to answer their hurry-up offense as the clock is running. Around 30 seconds left here this half. Both sides have their 3 timeouts. Looks like the Texans trying to find just their field goal attempt. McCullough looks like he applied too much of a hit too late. It's going to be a free first down. Ended up just getting too excited there trying to contain Stroud, who has some really good athleticism as well. And a beautiful route from West. They are back down to the red zone. We talked about how good their tight ends are. They've shown up so far. 20 seconds till halftime. As we bring the blitz, it's thrown out of the back of the end zone. Stroud, 9 of 12. He's played very well for his squad today. 17 seconds as they will look to throw. Setting up the screen, instead they choose to throw it away from the pocket receiver in the area. But a chance to at least hold this drive to a field goal as they come out with a bunch to the right-hand side, one lone to the left. As it's instead towards the back of the end zone, Sutton able to catch up to it. It looked like it was gonna be an overthrow. Instead, it's a lead for the Texans. But with 9 seconds left, does Steve Smith Sr. have anything up his sleeves here? We know we could hit a field goal from long. We've got the timeouts if we could get to range. As it's Tyreek Hill who will turn the corner. He takes a big hit. Timeout called, 3 seconds at the 41. You just had to have the feeling that they were going to try to find the speedster Cole Ford to try to draw things closer going into half. It's a 58-yarder. He's hit from 60 plus, and this one is perfect. It will be a closer game at half. We go in 14-10. Texans carry the lead in what was a very good offensive showing for both sides in that first half. Defense need to make adjustments. Stroud, he's throwing some accurate passes. But the big question is, do we have an update on the Falcons? And they're going to keep us waiting. It's the Buccaneers losing in Week 18 against the Dolphins, 14-11. And maybe that win puts the Dolphins in the playoffs. We'll see at the end. And they are still not going to be showing us the game we want. Instead, we get an update here on the 49ers, who are up on the Bears 14-3. Now can we get an update on the Falcons? NFL, come on now, no. Instead, it's the Saints, who also lose in Week 18. Jaguars get the win 21-20. We'll have to wait on the Falcons. But no matter what that score ends up being, we know what our main mission is. Win. And it has to start with a stop here from our defense. As it's a tackle for a loss. Pierce drop loss of 3 from Hartwell. And if we're to make it into the playoffs, it's going to take everyone doing their job, including guys like Hartwell who don't get the snap every single play. Back down the middle, Pierce, Hartwell again. Hodgins there to help corral. It's maybe back a gain of 1. All right, now our defense sitting in a good spot to try to get off the field. 3rd and 12. Stroud has spread out looks. They got 3 options to the right, but they go with a screen to the left. Pierce outran his blockers. Hodgins gets the tackle that time. And the defense with a 3 and out. Only way that start could have been better was a defensive score. Offense, let's take a lead here, as we are still down 4 as we start this second half. Chuba, he spreads it to the outside, trying to find the corner. He gets a gain of 8. He's averaging 6.6 yards a carry, and he will stay on the sideline this next one as we got a short down and distance. Barry checks in, and he picks up about 1.5 yards. His lanes definitely have not been as open as Chuba's have been, so we bring back out Chuba despite the 3rd and very short. Good blocks. We get to the second level. Chuba sprung forward as Jamario Given shaken up here for the Texans. As we always say, for the sake of competition, hopefully he returns. He heads to the sideline. As we go back down the middle, Chuba Hubbard tries to get the juke on Petrie. He does, cutting to the right. Luvu catches him from behind, but we're down to the 22. And so far, putting together a really good drive here. As we come out with a heavy tight end set, all 3 to the right hand or left hand side. I know my directions. Rolling, we go for Bateman, but it's overthrown. It's definitely been part of Jones's problems. The rolls, the accuracy on those while in motion haven't been great, as Chuba has to bounce it early. Look for the cutback lane. He will pick up 2. And that still leaves us needing 8 on 3rd. We will go spread as Ball checks in, normally coming in around this second half mark. We get it out there. He's got some blockers, a little bit of speed and power, inching out that first down. Did not get it by much. But compared to the first half, that's a really good spotting from the referee. We will take it at the 12. Sticking with that same look, it's Ball cutting back towards the middle, who gets picked up by Benton. Hard to truck through players when your feet aren't on the ground. And it's the update we've been waiting for. At the bottom, Falcons beat the Titans. We know what that means. We must win here today or we are going to have to rely on a lot of help from some other teams. As Jones scrambles, he picks up the block from Tyreek, and we pick up our first lead of the day as we go up 17-14. Now let's put together just as good of a drive as we did last time with this defense and start to take hold of this game. As Stockton read the rush immediately, he just over-pursued. Pierce picks up the first down. Well, you could tell he was desperate for that kind of carry. It finally puts him into positive yards on the day. 5 carries, 9 yards following the gain of 10. As it's a missed throw from Stroud. So far today, he's been very accurate. That one maybe just missed time, not on the same page with his receiver. Either way, definitely works out for us as now Stroud looks to rumble. He's gonna pick up that first down. Gain of 15. Seems like both quarterbacks starting to get those legs moving here in this second half. As it's a first down for them on the midfield line. They're gonna come out with trips to the left, one over to the right-hand side, Mingo. We're gonna send the blitz, quick throw out to West. It's a gain of 7. This defense has relied a lot on getting that quick pressure, being aggressive. It's the high overall quarterbacks who have made us pay, but a great job there from Hodgins. Keeps the gain to just 1. 3rd and 2. Split backfield. They go down the middle with Pierce, who takes a couple hits, but he picks up the first. They've kind of gotten away from their down the field passing in this second half, and they're going a little bit more with the heavy run aspect. So far it's worked, but this time we meet them at the line. Split that tackle between Castaneda and Hodgins. As we're sticking with the heavier looks here, we'll stick with our base packages then. A little bit of some read option. They've got Stroud, who gets tackled by a diving Newsome, which will send us to the 4th quarter. They're looking to retake the lead 17-14 as their offense is driving. But if they want to take the lead, they need a first down here. 3rd and 2 is where we start the 4th. As it's Pierce down the middle, it is Owe with the big tackle. 4th and 1. They'll have to be the field goal unit for the Texans. A chance to at least tie this one up. Kicking at the 30, ball's going to be actually kicked from the 37. 47-yarder down the middle. Now this is where our offense needs to do their best work. Late in games, 4th quarter is where the running backs and the O-line typically shine. That's where we start as Chuba Hubbard will pick up 3. He is 1 yard shy of 100. As we have 2nd and 7, we have an RPO dialed up. As we will get it out to Hill, though no blocking from Bateman left him high and dry. And it's Isaiah Rodgers nearly making the big play. Does bring up a 3rd and 7. Heavy tight end look, sticking with what we know best for the passing game. As it's to Thomas, who was open. He just didn't find it. Luckily, Luvu didn't either, but it will be a punt. And it's a great one at that, flipping the field. Texans back at their own 25. As they start with a spread look. Once again, we bring the heat. Downfield, St. Just had him stacked up, but he allows the catch. Sutton shouldn't have been allowed to get anywhere close to that ball. As they'll continue looking to throw it. Across the middle, they find West. Back into field goal range. Go the Texans. This is when our defense could really use a turnover. We know that we've forced a lot this year. Stroud with a spread look. Goes underneath. Newsome jars it free. That a pretty prime example of why we moved on from Jonathan Mingo. He just wouldn't hold on to passes. As they go with read option, it's Stroud who fumbles. Ball still on the ground. Someone not being Stroud recover, please. I believe that's now 2 fumbles in this game that we didn't get anywhere close to recovering despite having several opportunities. As Texans go to spread things out wide here. Empty set now for Stroud, who will look to throw quite obviously, and it is Cash beat. He at least brings Price down at the 3. Well, this is where we have got to stand. As they go, Pierce looks for the cutback lane. Big hit comes in from Cash. That's 2 touchdown saving tackles, though he nearly gave one up. So we can take the positive, but also we need to be realistic. That was nearly 2 touchdowns given up as they go back to Pierce, shakes the tackle, and its 3rd time is the charm. We need a touchdown to match in the 4th. And honestly, we need to do it quickly as we've got 3:46 left. I would like to leave us some time to try to find the winner in regulation, if we can. Tyreek Hill downfield, he gets bumped off his route. Luckily, Williams doesn't have hands. That could have been a very, very costly play for us. We change up the look. We got Chuba in the backfield, going with the screen, as there's just one guy who gets the tackle amongst 3 blockers. Gotta get your blocks, guys, especially here 3rd and 4. Get the double to the 2nd level. Chuba is short, 4th and inches. Oh, that time it's a spotting I 100% agree with. Once again, we need the push. It's half a yard. Winters cut back. He slips. Ball pops out, and I think we recover that one. We're okay. We finally find a fumble in which we can recover, and thankfully it's our own. But we're approaching 2 minutes left here. We got to find some plays. Chuba Hubbard wide open to the sideline. He cuts to get a lot more yards, bumped out by Petrie at the 28. And that'll leave us about 1 play left before the 2-minute warning as Chuba Hubbard play action. Need to find someone. Well, we got Chuba. He's wide open to the sideline. He'll get the catch, pick up the 1st down, and out of bounds. Although that out of bounds also lines up with the 2-minute warning. So either way, we stop the clock. We need the touchdown here, as once again it's Chuba. Ball not close enough to the end zone, but it gets us down to the 2. Now we just need to get it into the end zone. As we come out with a spread look, it's the read option, which we go Chuba, cut back lane, and we've tied the game up yet again. It'll come down to the defense to get our stop. Our playoff hopes still sitting on the line. It's going to come down to a stop by the defense as they are going spread empty here. Going to need to make sure we get our plays as it's another drop by Jonathan Mingo. No longer in a Panthers uniform, though still making plays for us. We're sitting at 1:49. CJ Stroud looking to throw again as it's a beautifully thrown ball lofted over the top of Stockton. Nothing he could have done there. It's hard to beat a perfect throw, and that it was. He sat underneath in coverage, just how you train your linebackers to do. Throw out wide. That is Pierce, and they are close to field goal range. Though honestly, they very well might be sitting in it. Not sure what their kicker needs. As they look to run, Pierce, he is stacked up in the backfield. Loss of 1, and now Steve Smith Sr. calling timeouts. Trying to give ourselves an opportunity for a winner in regulation, though it's still going to come down to the defense getting stops, not allowing them into range as they go with Price. Yeah, 2 moves here as we're down to 1 timeout left. You let him score, or you look to force the fumble. Big hit there on Stroud. We call our final timeout. Just over a minute left. And from here, you gotta expect that they just run the ball, set up their field goal option. As it's a heavy set, it's Pierce stacked up again. 3rd and 16. Now they could be cheeky here, try to get the 1st down, or just simply run it and try to set up that field goal attempt. Indeed they will. We meet him with Hodgins, but we are now under 40 seconds. And the field goal unit heads out. They will have to kick this as about time expires. Fusco for the win. It is going left. It is overtime we go. Texans miss the field goal. We still have a chance to win. It just comes in overtime. As we have won the toss, we will receive. Smart use of timeouts and key tackles for a loss there, have given us an opportunity. We start with a spread look. We got Chuba Hubbard on the outside, picking up some good blocks. He gets a stiff arm on Petrie. He's gonna pick up an extra couple thereafter, hunting for that postseason. As the clock is moving here, we go Chuba. The corners don't even realize it was a run. Down to the opposite 44. And in just about no time, sitting at least in field goal range here. Though obviously the touchdown walks it off as Chuba stuffed that time. You can tell the offense going with the play calls they know work the best, or at least have worked. Barry checks in. He's got Winters the lead block. Well, about half the distance for third. Now, you don't want to have to rely on a field goal and a stop from the defense, so first down is a priority here. Though, that doesn't really have to go with being said. As it's a rollout throw, we find Thomas, who finds that first down marker, getting down safely. That one came very close to being overthrown. RPO dialed up here, and we will hand it off. Chuba behind some blocks, though somehow Benton gets the stop. It'll end up being a gain of 3 as we keep with a similar look here, though going to try to air it out, back them up from the line. As once again we've got Thomas, bad throw from Jones. And that leaves us in a little bit more of a 3rd and long situation. Got trips to the left-hand side. Need the first down here. As we've got Hill, space to the left side, cannot stay in bounds, but he picks up the first. Not exactly inching, but slowly moving closer and closer to the postseason. As we hand it off, ball, Luvu. Great tackle, loss of 2. He's definitely made a couple plays in this one. 2nd and 12. Looks like they're trying to make a change at the line with just the one high safety. Several different hot routes coming in from Jones. Looks like they're trying to isolate one particular player. As Jones just looks to step up instead, he dives down, he takes a slight knee to the shoulder. He's able to bounce back up. 3rd and 5. An opportunity here we must convert. A lot of changes happening as it's Hubbard. He had a lane, but it gets stopped. 4th and 5. And at this point, you've got to take the lead with limited time left in this game. Cole Ford for the lead. Now with a minute and a half, we've got to find the winner here on defense. A tie would not be enough for the division with the Falcons win today as Cash breaks it up. That's been a key matchup today. And it's one the coaches are trusting him to do well with. Not putting Newsome on their best receiver, who typically has been playing over on that side. Cash back again, quick stop. We got a 3rd and 9. Well, obviously here in overtime, it's going to be a 4-down situation. They come out with a tight group here, 2 to either side. As obviously they send out Pierce, that's where they go. Who goes backwards, losing yards. It's 4th and 13. It's the game-winning play, possibly right here. As Stroud, downfield, Edwards tips it away. That is a win, and that is playoff football. Back again for our Panthers. It came down to late in overtime. Falcons drew it out, put the pressure on us with their earlier win in this game. But we get the job done late. Heck of a game from the Texans. But we just made a couple more plays, and that's all it took. A couple of plays. What a game. But honestly, we didn't expect anything less from this team. This Panthers team, all year, they played everything so close and put a lot more drama into things than we probably needed. But we got the job done. Come the very end, overtime week 18, we get that win, securing our spot in the playoffs. But it would not be any more fitting than this. The Atlanta Falcons will come to town in Wildcard weekend. We have already played them twice this season. Now, in the first game, which opened up this year, it was a dominant win. 37-10, though that was just about the last dominant win we would have of the season. Following this one, it would be turmoil. Following Bryce Young, things just did not work out. And honestly, we were lofted up with the fact that we picked off the rookie in Michael Kitchens 5 times. That would not be the case the second matchup. In fact, it was a shootout that went 54-52 with us somehow finding the win in that one. We had over 600, nearly 650 offensive yards, though we also gave up about 550, 465 of that being passing yards. Kitchens bounced back in a major way, throwing for 6 touchdowns, erasing his negative deficit in touchdown to turnover. He took that positive by 1. Bryce Young did play in that game, so we have not seen what our offense that we now have does against this Falcons team. So this is a battle that both teams have been building towards. Really, as both of us went 10-7, we won the division. We get to raise that banner, but that's not the banner we ultimately want to win. We want to put back-to-back Super Bowl champs up in the rafters. For us to do that, we've got to take out the Falcons yet again. So do not miss it, as that will be Monday's episode. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We also have the state-only challenge every Tuesday and Thursday. So hit that subscription button in the bottom right, that bear icon, or scroll down and hit the sub button. Definitely tap that bell icon so you are ready, you are prepared, and you are notified of when we hit playoff football. Once again against our rivals, the biggest rival of this series. As we are closing down this series, we will be ending the typical watched portion of this series following this postseason. After, we'll go through a multi-year sim, kind of like a movie. We might do 2 episodes of that, depending. I'll get your guys' input on that. But this season concludes the full watch portion, and I would love it with that including us taking out the Falcons yet again in the playoffs.